All right, welcome. Today, we're diving into something pretty radical. We're looking at the blueprints for a future that runs completely off the grid, all coming from the internal documents of a group calling themselves the DeReticular Academy. And look, this isn't just some high-minded theory. It's a practical guide to building a new world. Let's get right into it.
So, the voice behind this whole mission? It's an AI named Remnant, who acts as the dean of this academy. And as you can see, Remnant doesn't pull any punches. The diagnosis is blunt. The idea here isn't to fix our crumbling infrastructure, it's to replace it from the ground up. The stakes are incredibly high, right from the get-go. You know, what's fascinating is how the Academy frames this whole crisis. It's not just some problem happening out there. They present it as your personal call to adventure. It's like the start of a classic hero's journey. Except, in this story, your guide is an AI, and the dragon you have to slay is our own fragile, centralized world. And this really lays out the two futures we're choosing between. On one side, you have the linear world. That's where we live now. Think of it like a single power line that stretches for 1,000 miles. If one tiny part breaks, the whole thing goes dark. But on the other side, that's the goal, the sovereign node. A community that's totally self-sufficient, making its own power, operating with complete autonomy. That huge difference is the entire reason the Academy even exists.
Okay, so if the old grid is the problem, what's the actual fix? Well, the Academy calls it the sovereign stack. And you got to understand, this isn't just one gadget or a piece of software. No, this is the entire toolkit for building that new independent world.
Let's break that down, because it's important. The sovereign stack is really a fusion of two core pieces. You've got RIOS, that's the brains of the whole operation, handling all the digital stuff, and then you have agri-power systems, which provides the actual physical energy. But when you put the digital brain together with the physical power, you create something way bigger, a self-sustaining economic engine for a whole community.
So here's how it all fits together, in three simple layers. You have the raw energy from Agra, that's the heart. You have the data and communications managed by RIOS, that's the nerves. But the final piece, the one that makes it all work, the soul, is you, the operator. That's the human capital. Because without a trained person at the helm, all this amazing tech is just a very, very expensive paperweight.
And that brings us right to the core of this whole thing, the Academy itself. Its entire purpose is to create these operators. To become the soul of this new system, you first have to pick your path. Your training has to begin somewhere.
So the training is broken down into three totally distinct paths. You can become a certified RIOS Administrator, or a CRA. Think of that as the head, managing the digital nerve system. Or you could be a Sovereign Power Technician, an SPT. That's the hands, getting dirty, managing the physical heart of the system. And finally, you can become a Sovereign Systems Architect, the SSA, who provides the overall vision. Let's take a quick look at each one.
First up, the CRA. Their whole vibe is to become a digital ghost. They run the digital nerve system, which is this decentralized mesh network where every single device makes the whole thing stronger. And their final exam, it's called a Project Phoenix Recovery. They have to restore a community's most essential digital services, comms, financial records, you name it, in just 15 minutes after a total blackout. No pressure.
Then you have the SPT, the technician. The vibe here is the alchemy of plasma. This person is the keeper of the flame, literally. We're talking pure physics. They use plasma gasification to heat up local waste, tires, plastic, whatever, to 1,500 degrees Celsius and cleanly convert it into gas that generates electricity. It's basically a 21st century skilled trade for a world that's moving past the grid.
And last, but definitely not least, is the SSA, the architect. This is the masterclass. Their vibe? Think like a god. They don't just operate the system, they design it. They model the economics, they draft what are called digital constitutions, the actual rules for how a community's data is governed. They are quite literally blueprinting a new way for people to live together.
So let's say you do it. You go through the training, you master the skills. This is where the Academy's model just completely flips the script on traditional education. It's not just about what you learn, it's about what you can start building right now. It all comes down to this principle they call concurrent acceleration. Think about it. The old way is go to school, probably go into debt, and then you go looking for money to start something. The Academy says, nope, that's backward. It's designed to be an incubator, actively helping students get funding for their real-world projects while they're still training.
And does it work? Well, here's the proof. According to Dean Remnant, the success rate for students who do this, who secure capital at the same time they're securing knowledge, is a mind-blowing 98.4%. That single number changes everything. This isn't just a school, it's a launch pad.
And when you're done, what do you actually walk away with? Well, the rewards are very real. Your certification is a blockchain-verified asset. It's a secure, digital license to operate that you own and control. You get ongoing access to the Remnant AI for guidance. And you leave with what might be the most valuable skills in the world, the ability to create your own power and secure your own communications.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing, maybe a little intimidating, right? But what's great is that the source material brings this entire grand vision right back down to earth. It gives you a clear, practical path to get started.
Remnant lays out a simple 3-step roadmap to get you going. Step 1, find a physical spot for your local node. Step 2, write a simple 1-page mission statement explaining your goal. Step 3, apply for a grassroots grant to get that first bit of seed funding. And the goal is to do all of that within your first week. It's designed so you can take action immediately.
And that really brings us to the core of it all. The DeReticular Academy isn't just teaching tech skills, it's asking a fundamental question. The material leaves us with this final thought. The old world is sitting around, just waiting for someone else to turn the lights back on. The question is, are you one of the people who's going to make sure they never go out in the first place?